Over to you, Simon.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I think the courage and invention that both Ukraine and Valeria has shown there sets into stark relief my challenges of today, which was sat in a train outside Paddington Station for about an hour wondering whether I would make it here or not. But the joy of running across London, that's here. So look, I'm going to turn the focus to more domestic matters. The focus on my mind, and I spend my time thinking about the connection of citizen experience, government transformation, is whether agentic transformation can deliver the savings and opportunities that the government needs. Where are we going to find £1.5 billion worth of savings? How are we going to deliver the £45 billion worth of efficiency benefits demanded by ministers? And at the moment, I don't think any civil servant is sitting down thinking that the agentic transformation of their workforce and citizen engagement is the key to delivering these savings. I'm going to argue that they can, and indeed, that the government is in a better place to take advantage of AI and agentic technology than any other sector. But first, how accessible is this vision of the future? You can see why the benefits are so enticing. In a resource-constrained world, who would not want 5,000, 10,000, or 50,000 additional civil servants deployed to remove work backlogs? If you were offered 50% more workers who had worked tirelessly, day and night, across multiple channels, constantly learning, where would you deploy them? And what if we could show that these additional workers were capable of absorbing all the detail of government processes, rules, and guidelines within hours? And you could fine-tune their responses so they would talk with the same tone as your most experienced agents. What if you could give one of these agents to every new starter, every junior civil servant? How might that accelerate their learning and reduce churn? And what if each successful conversation, instead of costing you £5, £10, £25, would cost a fraction of that? Where might those savings come from now? Well, it's one thing to paint this picture and quite another to make a reality of it, confident in the resulting security and accuracy. But the first question, are the public ready? Well, Salesforce does a lot of polling, and our latest research shows a clear public appetite for AI-driven services. 85% of UK respondents said they would use an AI agent to access government services. Why? Because they want what the private sector has offered for years. Contextual information, faster responses, and systems built around their needs, not around the process. So, how do we make it real? Let me make 3 observations, focused on the use of AI in public services. And I'm going to couch my remarks in terms of increasing productivity, and for the moment, stay clear of spending round questions about whether those productivity gains are then taken as extra output or cost savings. Now, first, the greatest potential for higher productivity lies in deploying AI in the flow of work, which underpins our public service. Those services are where the vast majority of our civil servants work. All the assessments and decisions on citizens and company casework, all the queries into call centers, all the reviews and appraisals. But to use AI effectively in the flow of work requires public bodies to combine 3 things in real time. Number 1, who's the customer and what do we know about them? 2, what are they trying to do? Where are they in the process and what are the rules? And thirdly, how can knowledge of both rapidly be turned into the sort of rich prompt an AI agent can bite on? If we don't match the rulebook and guidance with actual customer data, then any AI agent you build will only ever be able to offer generic advice. And the real benefit lies in tying that advice to the specific context of an individual situation. And this is where autonomous agents can drive gains, not only by referring to the rulebook, but asking for critical information, initiating processes, and offering real contextual help, not simply act as a chatbot. Now, You won't be surprised to think or find that I think all of these things can be done and done in real time. For example, Salesforce has been working with AI for 10 years. We built predictive AI into our Einstein platform years ago, driving next best action recommendations, and that was great. Subsequently, we embedded generative AI into the platform and launched copilots, but in our view, agents are the best delivery model for realizing those promised AI benefits because, unlike previous iterations of AI, which may have guided or summarized, they get work done. And our agent force is an autonomous thinking and acting agent instructed by natural language prompts by the people in your own departments who understand the processes best, with controlled access to customers' data, but depersonalized, so no one is at risk, with access to all the policy documents and operating manuals which define the service, and operating within the parameters which you set to reflect your risk appetite today and your growing confidence tomorrow. Now, I've repeated these three factors deliberately. I don't think we will secure the productivity gains we need in public sector without all three traveling together. And I also want you to have them at the back of your mind when you view everything being demonstrated today to see whether and how these factors are deployed in the various products and approaches. Of course, we'd be delighted to welcome you at the Salesforce stand, where we've got people on hand to help you configure your own AI agent and have it running within minutes. And it's that hands-on experience has been my experience, which brings to life the first key point about the gains from AI being reliant on embedding AI into that flow of work. Now, my second observation is about time to market. Harnessing the benefits of AI will lead to exponential gains, and that's why there is a real sense of urgency from both the government and us technology providers. The experience of pioneers in agent-first customer engagement piloted internal use cases first, FAQ-style applications, but they used them to build organizational experience. They set up ethics guidelines, trained models to interpret their rulebook, and answer in the right tone. They developed experience in writing prompts to allow agents to move from providing advice to initiating processes and making decisions. And we went through that curve ourselves, using our own products to run Salesforce as a business. We built agents for our Salesforce Help website, which typically served millions of calls and hits every year. But we gave the agents access to 750,000 pages of product guidance, FAQs, pricing and product repositories, and we wrote guardrails about what the agents could and could not do. And the results? Well, within 3 months, we've answered 500,000 queries and repurposed 3,000 support staff to focus on customer adoption and success. And we have many private sector and public sector customers who have seen similarly fast returns. In the UK, we've got Northern Trains using agents to deal with customer inquiries, the British Business Bank using agents to respond to FAQs, both set up and running within weeks, with scores of departments engaged in pilots using the free experimentation rights enshrined in our government MOU. So these sort of timelines are perfectly possible for you too. Find a use case, build something quickly, learn and extend. My third and final observation is about ensuring that the use of AI is accurate and secure. No one wants their personal information handed off to third parties outside the UK or used to train large language models. Accuracy is everything. And in our experience, building the skill to tune both prompts and models is a skill that you will need to build as an organization, and one we can help with. A constant worry that we encounter is the risk posed by exposing your vital citizen data to LLMs, who either retain data or compromise security. Now, this concern prevents vital contextual data being shared. At Salesforce, our approach is that we apply AI security and access controls through granular sharing and access to AI models, but the implementation of a trust layer, which firstly obfuscates the data, and secondly, allows you to check for toxicity and bias in AI output. And finally, and this is the important bit, we maintain large language model independence. allowing you to choose the LLM of your choice, be it a frontier model like OpenAI or an open source inspired model built by government. So, in our perspective, trust in AI hinges on strong security, ethical deployment, and clear governance. Government leaders must be empowered to set clear boundaries and guidelines from the outset, and transparency, accountability, and robust data protection policies must be the foundation of any AI-driven initiative. We've got a duty to ensure that AI enhances citizen trust, not erodes it. So, in conclusion, the much vaunted benefits of AI are real and accessible to government. Indeed, government organizations, with their rich history of data management, well-documented rules and guidance, are perfectly placed to take advantage of the benefits of AI and can act as a showcase and a catalyst for the private sector. With the right degree of careful planning, experimentation, and developing new skills, there is every opportunity for government departments to transform the way in which you engage with the public. And having done so, can you imagine what an agent-first department may look like? What kind of channels you might be able to switch on, knowing that you won't be overwhelmed with contact? How might that inform policymakers and improve the decisions and outcomes you are looking to deliver? I trust that that's given you food for thought, or better still, action. And if so, please come to the Salesforce stand or to our session at 10:45 on Impact Stage 2. But my parting comment is, the benefits of agentic delivery and transforming customer experience are not illusory, they're real, but requires action now. I invite you to download our handbook on government agents, the development of that, and look forward to catching up later on. Thank you very much, everybody.